Go. Let's bring them in. Let's bring them in. Let's bring them win. We're about to win today.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give them time to come in. I'm gonna let the music vibe for a little bit. Got one on already. I finally got my man Pastor Kelcey in the building. I knew it. And we're gonna bring some faith to this thing. Comment section already going up. Monte said they just posted. Hey, thank you for showing up. Anybody coming in? Go ahead and get into this. Come into the comment section now. Go ahead and start writing. Let us know you're here. You know, we came here to get into your lunch session. All right, we're gonna bring some faith. We're gonna bring some inspiration, and you know, I got a great guest today. He's gonna be amazing. Hey, Kelcey, you on there. Thank you. I appreciate it. You already on there participating. Carmen West is on there. Hello, Miss Carmen. Hey. All right, team on there. Yes. That was that play out for another 30 seconds. All right. Hey. Gonna catch a vibe today. I got my water ready. For myself, I can't use my little small glass. I had a little small glass I was drinking out of the other night. Yeah. I had to tell people it was lemonade. This is lemonade, y'all. Oh my God, yeah. The 1829 Project. I am your host, Brandon Ward. Yes, it's none other than Kelcey Flex. Kelcey Flex in the building. Got him out from behind the pulpit today. Put him behind the desk. I love it. Thank y'all for being on. Let me turn the music down so y'all can hear me. I'll keep playing. Gonna keep going. Let me get it ready for you. Turn it down a little bit. Yes. Thank you for being in the building. Happy Friday. Happy lunchtime. I hope everybody is eating well. If it's your cheat day, I hope you taking advantage of it. You know, ice cream is my cheat day meal. Ooh. Mr. West, what's your cheat day meal? What's your cheat day meal?
Cheat day meal. I'm ice cream is a weakness, but sugar, sour patch candy.
Me too, man. Me too. I love me some sugar. And now I'm passing the traits on to my kids, and I'm like, y'all better stop eating all that sugar. I sneak in the house with the bag.
I have to be honest with my new thing. M&Ms. M&Ms are becoming my new candy of choice.
Oh man, M&Ms with peanuts in them or no peanuts?
Peanuts, brother. But if it's ice cream, butter pecan or strawberry.
Oh, okay. Mine's is pecan praline, man. My grandma had me on that. Rest in peace to her. That's my thing, though.
Yeah, that's a big mama ice cream. Yeah, that's a big mama ice cream right there.
So thank you for coming on. Listen, y'all. Welcome to the 1828 Project. My name is Brandon Ward, and I am your host. The purpose of this podcast is to shed light on those from different areas creating Black history in their own way in Las Vegas. This is where we celebrate the accomplishments and the goals of our leaders in our communities. You know, today we have none other than Pastor West. Now, he's not just a pastor, he's a philanthropist, he's a playwright. He's also dedicated his life to creating a better Black community in Las Vegas. He is a man of many talents, He has made a significant impact on the lives of countless individuals. Join us as we delve in to his story and his efforts on making a difference. Good morning, Mr. West. Oh, I'm sorry. Good afternoon, Mr. West.
Good afternoon, my brother. Thank you so much for having me inside the building with the 1828 project. I'm so honored, brother. Appreciate you.
Man, it's good to have you. I've been following you. I've been watching you. Even when you're not there, your name pops up in rooms, and it's always inspirational. It's always love. It's always amazing. And then, I follow your son too, and I see what he's doing, following in your footsteps and creating his own path as well. And then I also see not just with the work that you do within the church, I see the work that you do with the community. I see you working within the youth. I see you putting on these tours. I see you speaking to the kids, and that's where you just came from today. So I know we probably gonna touch on all of that, but we're gonna let the show flow, man. And I don't think I really did your intro is due. So go ahead and tell the people about who you are.
You know what? I believe you did. To summarize it, I'm originally from Pontiac, Michigan, graduate of Pontiac Central. I'm not from Detroit. I'm from Pontiac. Moved to Las Vegas in 1989 to attend UNLV. Along the way, after being expelled from UNLV, I finally found my stride, found my way, kind of tapped into my purpose here in Las Vegas. And so, yes, before pastoring, I used to write and produce plays. As before Tyler Perry, I was chasing some of our African American playwrights, and so that was my passion. Then the tours took off, and so the tours technically, watch this, brother. I was on a tour in Montgomery, Alabama, in front of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church when I said yes to preaching. Fast forward 8 years later, I'm on a tour in front of Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia, when I said yes to pastoring. So everything in life has just been giving birth to different things. But Las Vegas is my second home. I love Las Vegas, and it's just been an amazing journey.
Man, that's amazing. I love the story. I remember when Pastor Fowler was here. That was my mentor. For him, rest in peace. Yes, and sir. I remember he took me under his wing, and I remember he was like, "I'm gonna give you access to put you in front of the church." And I said, "Put you in front of the church?" He was like, "Yeah, you're gonna get in front of the church." So the first thing he did, he put me in front of the church. I did my testimony, and I just told him my story. And then he was like, "Nah, so next time we're gonna do men's ministry." And they was like, "We want you to speak. We want you to speak in front of everybody." And they packed that thing, man. And I remember after that, I was just getting this calling, like, I'm gonna have my own church someday. I'm gonna be in front. And then I was just like, I couldn't take it on. I just couldn't take on the calling. I just couldn't answer the call. And I want to talk to you about that real quick, about answering that call, because this question is just for me, right?
Yes, sir.
The listeners, hopefully y'all can benefit from it, but it's definitely a question I gotta ask you, is about when you answered the call and just that experience.
Yeah, it literally, when we read about Paul being knocked off his feet and being blinded on the road to Damascus, that's what it was like for me. I had heard that I would preach in the spirit when I was 12, but to hear the call to pastor, that was life changing. So when I said yes to pastoring, yes to preaching, that was a sacrifice. But when I said yes to pastoring, that was literally pushing all of my chips in and literally accepting a level of leadership that I had no idea what I was saying yes to. Some people may know what they're saying yes to. That's not how God has rolled with me. I said yes, and God said, fasten your seatbelt, sit in the front of the roller coaster, and get ready for this ride. And so in pastoring, what I most love about it, I've said yes to helping people for the rest of my life. That's what I most love about pastoring. I'm an ex nightclub dancer. So being out front on the stage in the middle, I've been there, done that. Pastoring satisfies an internal desire, need to help people. That's why I wouldn't trade this job for anything in the world.
Man, I love it. And it comes, like you said, it's a huge leap. And when I was talking to Will Roundtree last night, he was talking about entrepreneurship, and then he was talking about how people who are entrepreneurs, they're not leaders, right? That's the difference between entrepreneurship and then being like a business owner or organizational owner, is that leadership, because you got to learn how to lead people. And that's a whole different experience. It's a whole different perspective to come from. And I know that you taking that jump, it's not just you being in front and inspiring and giving the word. You also got to lead this congregation, the people in front of you and the whole team behind you. Everybody that helps with everything, you got to lead everybody. And I know that's a huge jump, man. So I commend you. I'm glad you shared that.
I'm glad you shared that. If I could just slide this in real quick, I think that's a part of pastoring people don't talk enough about. You can be a prolific preacher. You can be impactful, with how you teach. But it's that leadership. Leading people is not easy, especially people who you're meeting for the first time on a Sunday. So many people come from different walks of life. They have their own ideas, their own ideologies. So leading them takes time. And I really believe now at 50, I'm a better leader now, definitely, than I was at 30 something when I started and in my 40s. And so I thank God for grace and the opportunity to learn how to lead his people.
Are you constantly learning? Is it
constantly, every day? Every day, brother. Every day, brother. I'm grabbing something to study. And that's my encouragement to any pastor, any preacher. If you are not a sponge when it comes to knowledge and understanding, do something else.
I got you.
Do something else.
Now, I know you said that you was a nightclub dancer.
Yeah.
What's something else that people may not know about you? Because I didn't know about that. I didn't know that.
Everything. If you ask anybody, if you ask people in Las Vegas, talk to Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou will tell you. I was pretty good on the dance floor. What else? Something people may not know. They may not know. I used to draw as a kid. Not only did I used to draw, but I have a huge love for old Hollywood. So I see life from a cinematic point of view, from a stage. I love production. That's something people may not know about me. You talked about ice cream with your grandmother. I used to watch a lot of classic movies with my mom. So the Nicholas brothers, if I could have done anything, I would have been a tap dancer. I love the Nicholas brothers. And so that's something people don't know. If there's a wish, I wish I had learned how to tap dance.
All right. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the tap dancing artists. Shout out to the art. You go downtown and you mingle downtown in the art district ever?
A little bit. I want to do it more. The wife and I, we were down that way a month or so ago, and we were both saying how beautiful it is, how it's changing. It's what we needed here in Las Vegas. Because I remember when the only time we went down there before was to get furniture. And so now to have so many restaurants and shops, I want to become a part of that. So finding balance, that's something I'm working on now in my 50s.
Yeah, we definitely, we're probably gonna have to put together some little city tour, with the brothers. I know it's a lot going on. The city has a lot to offer. We just gotta take advantage of it. I heard you talked about, so is it like, is it in the arts? When we talk, are we like screenwriting, or is it more like just?
I used to write full plays, full theatrical productions from start to finish, and so just like how sermons come to me, that's how the plays used to come to me. When Michael Jackson would say the songs come from heaven, that's how the plays would come. So cast, line, staging, costuming, music, lights, all of that, God would give it to me. And this was amazing. When I said yes to preaching and pastoring, watch this. He took that away. Yes, sir. And so some days I took it away. I don't get those dreams. I don't have those desires and passions like I had before. Okay. And so I trust him. I would like to do another play, but I don't want to do it without him.
I got you. Now, what the content? What are most of the content? What is it about? What are your plays about?
Plays were about family. They each one varied, which was amazing. Each play varied. The last play I did was a tribute to the music of Marvin Gaye. You talked about your grandmother. My grandmother loved Marvin Gaye. So I grew up listening to Marvin Gaye. So I took all of his songs and wrote a play titled If This World Were Mine. That was my last play. Marriage is my favorite subject in the Bible. So I had a play called Quiet Time to Play. Mentorship is big to me. So I had a play called I just lost my third play. Quiet Time to Play, Gift Call Tomorrow. That was that play. That was the mentor play. Yes, sir.
Have you ever turned your plays into film at all?
No, watch this. I can't even say I wish. I did the plays on stage. If somebody were to sit with me right now, and it's funny you said that. My son Kyle asked me yesterday if I had a thought for a movie, and man, I gave it to him real quick. I have 4 scripts that are in the safe. And so if somebody were to sit with me, there's a possibility they could take one and do something with it.
So look, that's the purpose of this show, because if you watched Clifford, Clifford ATN?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was pretty much what he was saying yesterday. He said, he got the sauce, he got the formula, and he pretty much reached out. He said, anybody who needs it, anybody who has an idea, if you want to act, he talked about having your own, your own film company. That's what he was talking about. And he said it's real easy to do. So go ahead.
Yeah, opportunity. Because he and I, we've been in each other's, we've shared the same space. We've just never talked scripts and movies. But I never say never, my brother. Every day I wake up looking for God to provide a new opportunity. And so I'm just, if it happens, man, I promise you're going to be with me in the theater when it happens.
Let's do it, man. Look, I'm trying to be there. I know I can bring some value to the situation.
That's right.
So Cliff, if you listening, when you do listen, definitely we're going to make this connection. And we're going to follow with everybody and let y'all going to see it, man. Y'all going to see everything coming into fruition.
That's right.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you ended up in Las Vegas?
Watch this. I was headed to the Air Force after I graduated school in Michigan. I knew I wanted to leave Michigan just for no other reason other than to see the world. I used to read National Geographic as a child and play with maps. And so I was headed to the Air Force. The middle of my senior year, my best friend, he was headed to Winston-Salem. He said, Wes, you should try college. My cousins were living out here. So one of my cousins, shouts out to Ronald Scott, he said, you can come live with me. Try UNLV. If you don't like it, Nellis Air Force Base is right here. No problem. I'm 18. I moved to Las Vegas. I went from 18 to 21 my first weekend. And I fell in love with Las Vegas my first weekend. I don't know what it's like to be 19, 18. I don't know what it's like to be 19 and 20.
All right.
Because I went from 18 to 21. And so that's how I ended up in Las Vegas, originally just to attend UNLV.
That's crazy. Vegas will make you grow up fast. I came here my senior year. Luckily for me, I graduated. I was 17 still, so I wasn't able. I had a whole summer where I was still young. All my friends was able to do everything. They was getting in the clubs, but as soon as that 18 hit, I was like 21. Like it wasn't many things that I didn't have access to. I had all the fake IDs. I knew where all the connections was. If we needed it, we knew who worked in the DMV. I mean, it was just so easy. Watch this.
I was such a good dancer. I never needed fake ID.
They let you in, huh?
They let me in. I never needed fake ID. And I'm talking the black clubs, the white clubs, it didn't matter. Somebody would say, yeah, let him in. He's going to be in the dance contest. Vegas was so much fun back then. So much fun.
Yeah, man. Vegas is, it'll change you. It put you on this path and you be like, okay, I am not on the right path. Let me get my life together.
No, I'll share that. That's literally how I got to the tours. Vegas swallowed me up. And before I knew it, I wasn't thinking about school. I was waking up every day trying to get my gear right for the clubs. As a matter of fact, Saturday Night Fever, Tony Manero, That's my freshman year of college. It was all about the clubs. After I flunked out of UNLV, I did my own East Coast tour. And I flew to Baltimore, traveled all the way down to visit friends from Baltimore to Winston-Salem, Charlotte. And I was visiting friends at Black colleges. Those experiences and seeing people, especially men, dressed like they were dressed, that had a huge impact on me. And I came back to Las Vegas with that image of those Black men in suits with umbrellas, and that helped me get back in school. After I got back in school and worked on myself actually, I wasn't even thinking about graduating. I'm back at UNLV at 24. I'm still trying to graduate. I host my first college tour. 47 parents trusted me with their high school students. I took them to Louisiana and Mississippi. And from that tour, we're 2,400 students later.
Wow. 24?
Yeah, 2,400.
2,400 students.
Mm-hmm.
That's why representation is so important, right? When you see somebody that looks like you doing something that you want to do or that you never thought you can do, it gives you that hope, it gives you inspiration. And then it's like, okay, let me do it like that, or let me try to do it like that. And sometimes just that effort is enough, just that effort enough. I got this thing where I tell people, you remember that challenge they had with the broom? And it was like the standing broom challenge. It was about 3 years ago.
Yeah. They took that from my man in B Street. That's turbo breakdancing, but we'll leave that alone.
So it's crazy because nobody ever believed, like, you didn't think you could make a broom stand up until you try it.
Right. Until you try it.
When you try it, it's like, oh wow, like I'm actually more magical than I know. And I truly feel like that's about everybody. Is that a lot of times we just don't try. And when we try, we start to figure out like, man, I am really good. I can be great at this. I have the potential. That word right there is enough for me to at least give it an effort. And that effort takes some dedication. But I think that's what we need to give these children. And I think that when they see the representation and they and you expose them to these different colleges on what's possible. You talk to a lot of kids, they'll tell you, I've never been out of Vegas. You talk to adults who have been here, who are still here. Their story is a lot of those people, they never leave out of Vegas. So it's amazing for you to give them that exposure, man. So I commend you for that as well.
Thank you. That's really the purpose of the tour. I'm not on payroll with any other schools. The tour is about exposure. So whether you go to a HBCU, a PWI, whether you go to trade school, I just want you to be able to tell somebody, Pastor West exposed me to a different world. That's why I was so grateful for the title of the show, because that's what the tour was about. Let me show you what a different world still looks like at HBCUs. And so that's what we do.
Yeah, and that's a true leader, man. I mean, you a steward, right?
Thank you, sir.
You're definitely a steward. So let's ask you this question. What does creating Black history in Las Vegas mean to you?
It's never ending. It's a driving force. I love to study history. I pray people don't take this the wrong way. It's not an arrogant statement, but I look forward to making history. As I was watching LeBron break Kareem's record, man, I was emotional at the time, but I was looking at myself going, whose record can I break?
Hey.
That's how I look at history. I think that there's still so many things that we can accomplish and achieve. And that's why I like to be around people such as yourself, where I believe we should motivate each other and push each other to do that which we once thought we could never do. And so that's how I approach every day. If I don't overly talk about energy, but you're not gonna find me in circles with woe is me folk and people who, criticize and those who try, and that's not the space I want to be in. I want to go to the after party for the person who tried. That's good enough for me. I don't need a championship trophy or ring. Just knowing you tried, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, you think as a child, we tell people all the time. We tell children all the time, watch who you hang out with. Like really, like watch who you hang out with.
Yeah.
And I think they think that we're trying to control them, but they don't realize that even as adults, we follow that same rule, right? We gotta watch who we hang out with.
Let me give a shout out on that one to my elementary principal. My elementary principal literally looked like John Thompson. I was Iverson and he was my John Thompson. And he would literally walk into my classes and he would tell me, you're going to be in this play. You're going to be in this science program. You're going to be the only Black kid in this room. He was grooming me for today without asking me if I wanted to participate. And then he would see me playing with certain kids and he would say, Kelcey, come here, do something else because you shouldn't be with those boys. I'll never forget that stuff, man. Never forget that.
Yeah, stay on your heart, man.
That's right.
It's like a good quote, right? It's like like an amazing quote. So
40 some years later, I can still feel him telling me, do that. Even if I had never done it before, do it.
It's an amazing quote. So this is the quote that you said that just stood out to me. Whose record can I break?
Yeah.
Seriously, like that's a mindset. Like whose record can I break?
Yeah, I pray somebody receives that the right way with a spirit of humility. But that's, if you don't know, I'm just going to remind you, everybody knows my favorite group is New Edition. And so I'm always looking for a group of guys who I can walk with, who have that mindset. I don't want to walk with average people. I don't want to walk with people, status quo people. I want to walk with people who look at the records and say, let's break it.
Man, and that's perfect. I love it because it points you in a direction. It's like if you're doing something and you're not passionate enough to go after that record, that's right. You need to really, really check yourself. And are you really passionate about what you're doing? Because
man, that's a key word, brother. You speaking my language, man. You seen the movie, the Temptation movie?
I have.
Remember before they recorded Papa Was a Rolling Stone, and the producer told Dennis Edwards, he said, what have I done to you? He said, passion. He said, but now you got some. And so I'm real big on passion, man. I struggle in rooms with my people, when there's no passion in the room. I'm ready to leave and do something else.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
Oh man, passion is why I'm up, brother. We could have did this interview at 3:30 in the morning because passion, I'm up.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's passion, it's like passion cannot inconvenience you.
No.
Right? No. It's never enough. I got this one quote. You either have a plan or become somebody else's plan. But
that's right.
There's another quote where it's either you find an excuse or you find a way.
That's right.
And depending on if you want to do it, you can find one thing that can cause you not to do something. But if you really want to do something and you're passionate about it, no matter what the obstacle is, you're going to do it.
That's right. I think that's the word. That's the word that we need to share with the next generations coming behind us. You got to be passionate. Yeah. It's passion helped LeBron break that record.
Right.
The love for the game. I don't care if you're playing pickup ball, 38,000 points. Yeah, you got to be passionate about shooting that jumper.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it hasn't been an easy road for him. He's been dealing with stuff so much, and the game has changed so much, and he's been adapting to it. And it seemed like they've had to adapt to him. And yet he's still dominant for us.
I'm gonna share this with you. And I don't know if I ever really talked about this with anybody. I've been serving the community now 28 years. So, that's almost 30 years. I looked at what LeBron did in breaking the record. That's longevity. Now, the longer you do something, it's easy for you to say, you know what? I don't have to train as hard. I don't have to work as hard because certain things are becoming second nature. And so I want to encourage somebody who's watching to understand I'm in the gym harder now with my projects than I was before because I don't want to get caught slipping and taking on the mindset of being too comfortable. And I think sometimes we as a people, we become comfortable in success.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. So we got to keep pushing ourselves to not become comfortable so we can really break some records.
Yeah, and you know what it is it's in your planning, I think, because you think about it, you grind so much and you just pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and you pushing because the motivation is because of lack. When the lack is no longer there, you got to find some new motivation.
That's right.
Right? You got to find, now you got to find purpose. You got to find passion. You got to find something, because now the money is no longer something that you're going to be chasing after. It's there. Right? You got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. So go ahead. Yeah, I love when you talk. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I like how you said that. Again, it might be a young brother that's watching who's saying, man, Pastor West, give me the baton. No problem, because again, nobody's gonna play forever, lead forever, live forever. I just want to encourage that next generation who's gonna come after me. Don't chase the bag gonna come.
Yeah, definitely.
Work on your passion, work on discovering your purpose, and then let God gonna add the rest, man. It's man, listen, I know where I'm from and some of the places I've been blessed to visit with my wife. Man, listen to me. I'm from a small city called the Hood, and right now I got people in Africa I talk to every day. Did you hear what I said, man? I got places I could stay right now in Africa. Africa is no longer a wish list, a bucket list. Man, it's reality. And so, I'm not chasing bags, man. And I just want to encourage the next generation, find your purpose, man. Because when God starts opening doors, man, the stuff that God allows us to experience, man, I can only just say thank you every day.
Yeah, it baffles me, because even on my journey, sometimes I look around and I'm amazed in the rooms that I'm in.
That's right.
And I start asking myself, I'm like, God, do I deserve to be here? Mm-hmm. And I can hear the voice in my head to say, you're not here to give direction and to make decisions. You simply here to learn right now, right? You're here to be a student. So learn, like put yourself behind these people who are making these moves, and understand, take on the tutelage that comes with it, the mentorship. And when you're ready, you'll realize that you've always been part of the plan. You was just saying about, as a leader, we talk about like succession planning, and how as a leader, you got to already be trying to find who's next.
That's right.
Who's next to come behind me? Because if something happens to me, I don't want what I've created, my vision, my baby, I don't want it to die. I need that to continuously live on. And I need it to live on in the way that I envision it. And I figured that's just like, that's legacy, that's leadership. And it's why it's so important for people to get that mentorship.
Yeah, you got to have it. It's two things I want to share real quickly with that. I share your excitement when I'm in rooms. Sometimes people, I can tell when I say it, people don't really understand what I'm saying. You mentioned the late Dr. Robert E. Fowler. Yes, man, I got to serve with him. So when I'm in a room serving with a Dr. Robert E. Fowler, that's like being a ball player playing with Wilt at Rucker Park. Did you hear what I said? And so sometimes I tell younger preachers and pastors, man, stop talking and just appreciate this moment. Because sometimes we don't always consider people or look upon people to be as great as they really are. But man, when I think about the people I've served with in Las Vegas, man, I've played at Rucker Park, man, with some greats. And I was glad to just be on the bench, just clapping. Right. And I still bring that. That's the love I bring to meetings, man. There's a part of me that's really sitting there going, I cannot believe I'm here. And then when they let me say something, I'm going, man, this is unbelievable, man. Y'all letting me bring the ball past half court. Man, come on. Life doesn't do me better than this.
I feel you, like a little kid stepping on the court. Everybody,
I never want to lose that. That's the part of my personality that people really don't understand. I don't want to lose that. Man, here's something people don't know. When LeBron broke the record, you ready for this? I went straight to my collection of sport cards to make sure I was right on my LeBron stuff. I don't want to lose that, that part of my child, that part of that childlike mentality. I don't want to lose that excitement for life.
Yeah. I think that's what our passion is connected to. A lot of times, even when I'm coaching adults and businesses and life coaching, I'm always taking them back to the time when they were a child. Like, what did you want to do? What did you want to accomplish? What did you want to see? Just tell me, like, what was it? And then I always ask them, like, what was it that stopped that? Like, what did you experience that prevented you from experiencing that? And then why did you let that stop you? And why do you feel like you couldn't overcome that? Would you be able to overcome that now? And they'd be like, I could. Like, then do it. Like, it's never too late to chase your dream. Like, yeah, you probably can't be on a certain level, but it's kind of like in sports. If you got a love for football, you don't got to be on the field. I mean, you could be a coach, you could be a trainer, you could be a doctor, you could be a referee. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a space for you in that environment. And if that enlightens you, if that fills you up and that gives you passion, and that's something that you should just still follow that same area. That's where your tribe is at. You just got to really figure out, where do you fit in that equation?
That's right. And be open to experiment. Wendell P. Williams and Lawrence Weekly, Dr. Lawrence Weekly, they opened the door for me when I was trying to find my way. I interned with Honor Advertising under the tutelage of Billy Faciliatis. I was exposed to, I was sitting in rooms with Billy Faciliatis, Manny Cortez, Governor Miller at that time. I mean, just some of the greatest political minds, and Rossi Rollencotter. So I'm working with the Convention Authority. They helped me find my passion for special events. I had no idea what this internship was going to do, but it opened my mind to think special events and marketing in a totally different way. So I got to give a shout out to them. And I'm saying that to tell somebody that's watching, be open. Just allow yourself to experience different things. Watch this, Brother Brandon. When we go to lunch, we gotta make some time to go eat. I used to work for an entrepreneur, Sam Ivan. This was my first marketing job. We would go to restaurants. This is what he told me. He said, man, put the menu away. He said, I'm just gonna order some food and we're gonna try it. One day he said, I'm gonna order some calamari. I said, man, I don't like calamari. He said, have you ever tried it? I said, no. He said, stop saying you don't like something that you've never tried, especially when somebody else is paying for it. Did you hear what I said? So now when I go in meetings, if somebody else is paying for it, I'm going to try it. That's because right. Listen, I watch us go in and out of rooms and we go to the same parts of the buffet we've always gone to. Expand your horizon. When somebody's watching, man, expand your horizon, man. Yeah, I love that. Hey, listen, watch this. Shouts out to the Raiders, man. They blessed our Black College tour. The president and vice president blessed our college tour with 100+ tickets to the Pro Bowl. I was in Chicago preaching. My son took my place. So my son got to sit in the box with the Raiders. Are you feeling me?
Okay.
After that game, my son said, this is how I want to now watch football. I don't want to watch it like we used to anymore. Why? Because he allowed himself to be exposed to something different.
That's right. Look, I'm a 49er fan. I'm going to tell you. But listen, though, shout out to the Raiders, because being involved with the community, being involved with small businesses, I truly do have a different love and respect for the organization.
That's right.
The decisions that they've made, and even though people didn't agree with some of the decisions that they've made, I just truly do appreciate them, man, and just the organization itself. So, of course, when they on the field and they going against each other, I'm running with the 49ers. But in my community, when it really counts, I'm definitely willing to back them, and I'm willing to put them in front of anybody because they've shown me what they're willing to be about. So I think they get staple in the community. So out of respect for them and out of respect for my people in Vegas, I'm gonna turn my hat around.
everybody know I'm a Dallas Cowboy for life, but I share your sentiments to the point where I had asked my team, do we want to fly out for this year's college tour, do we want to leave in black and silver jerseys? And so that's just respect. I went to a meeting at the stadium. I was working with President Roxanne McCoy at that time with NAACP, and I attended a meeting. I had no idea the Raiders had that many African Americans in office, in key positions. Man, I was emotional in my car. And so again, regardless of what may be happening on the field, thank you for opening doors so we can have positions we never thought we could have in football.
And it's very intentional. And I was talking to my mentor prior to us jumping on here, Shondell Newsom. He said, that's the power of you being at the table and having people at the table who truly care, who knowledgeable, who is aware, and you see it. Like you can just see it. Everything that's happening. I always talk about opportunities, right? We experiencing more opportunities now than ever before. It's just that, are you prepared for those opportunities? That was another conversation we was just having. It was like, if you give people too much and they're not ready for it, they're gonna waste it. And with that waste comes mental health problems. Some people, they can't go from going from the top and hitting the bottom. They get stuck. They a lot of people are not resilient. A lot of people don't even have the support that they need to get back up. So, it's message upon message. I got a lot I can go into, man. Let me ask you this next one. So you're a pastor, philanthropist, playwright. Tell us about yourself and how you got started in these fields, like in everything. Like, how did everything happen, and then how did everything come together?
It was a relay race. I went from marketing. I started off a business major, then a journalism major, then through R&R advertising, a marketing major to get my degree in communications. Started writing plays. They would sit me in a room in R&R and say, find something to do. And so they gave me a computer. I started writing plays. When I flunked out of UNLV, I had to work my way back in by going to community college. At this time, I hit rock bottom. Oh, this is something people don't know. I was practicing to be a professional poker player. And the only reason I didn't chase the bracelet, my wife, who was saved before I got saved, said she wouldn't marry me if that's how I was going to make a living. So shouts out to my wife, Carmen West. And so, I would be in the library at community college for hours reading plays. That led me to say, you know what? I think I can write my own play. So I started writing plays. And then again, from the plays, I hosted a Black College tour. I just thought I was going to host one and be done. Man, it took off. And then from the plays, I got involved in ministry. I didn't see pastoring. I was just grateful to be an associate minister. And then the call to pastor came. And then myself, my wife, and my children, we planted Nehemiah Ministries. And here we are 17 years later, with this ministry. And so it's just been a relay race. And so right now at 52, I don't want people to, I need people to really hear me, understand what I'm saying. At 52, there's a part of me that's going, God, what's next? And I'm excited because that's how life has been. It's been a relay race. So I don't know what all he's going to do with me as a pastor, as a community leader. I just know this, and I'm saying this respectfully. I know the impact Dr. Fowler had on me as a pastor. I want to have that type of impact. And so when I'm done playing at Rucker Park, if somebody will mention my name with his, man, I'm super good.
That's right. That's right, man. And rest in peace to him. I know I pray. I pray. I definitely pray to my ancestors as well. So he definitely pops up often in my head, and I just how I do it, And I feel like his spirit is present, and I know it's present because when I talk to my mentors and the people around me, and to hear about the effect that he had on their life, and for it to be aligned with the same effect that it had on my life, it just shows me that this is the circle that he was creating for me to be in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We developed our relationship towards the end. always knew each other. But towards the end, we did a radio interview together. So again, I'm at Rucker Park. I'm on KCP with Dr. Fowler. We get off the air. Watch this, Brother Brandon. He flipped my wig. We get off the air, and he called me Kelcey. And then he told me, he said, my name is Robert. Man, that touched my heart. And then later, right before he passed, we had a couple of lunch meetings. And man, those are moments where, I cherish those because he didn't have to make time for me, and he did. And so, and I keep that with me. So when people call me, it's like, man, let me make time, because I want to share. I want to answer questions. Whatever God has given me, it's not for me to take with me.
That's right. I think you've had a remarkable journey. I think it's been amazing. And I'm very interested in hearing a little bit more about this theater, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us more about the 32nd Street Theater and the impact that it's had on the community?
Yeah. Listen, I hope as of right now, I'm not even going to say I hope. I'm grateful for the fact Las Vegas is really has shown 32nd Street so much love. Right now, Brother Brandon, we are taking a second generation on the tour. I have children of students who went before going on our tour. Man, that's overwhelming. Man, I get emotional every time it happens. I have former students who are coming back. Man, they're writing scholarship checks, man. And so I wish I had kept, the data down to a T, so I could tell people this, how many people went to HBCUs, how many graduated. I really wish I had kept track of how much scholarship we've helped raise, because you do the math, man. I got 100 kids going on a tour, 30 of them getting a full ride scholarship. That's a lot of scholarship money, man. That is a lot of money that's been raised. And then on the, the giving part, I'm grateful for this. I can't tell you how much money my family has donated to help kids go on our tour or with book scholarships. I'm just grateful God has put us in a position where we could help somebody. Mm-hmm. And so, that the legacy for 32nd Street right now, my son Kyle, he's working hand in hand with me. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna announce this here. I haven't announced it. So you ready for this announcement?
Let's do it. We had 48 minutes now. Go.
So watch this. Here's something nobody knows. My Las Vegas tour is March 11th through the 17th. We're taking 156 students, our largest group ever. The LA School District reached out to me and they said, we want you to host our HBCU tour. So the end of March, I'll come off our tour. The end of March, my son and I, we're heading up their tour. And so that's the next phase for 32nd Street Theater. We're launching, expanding the program, and I'm announcing it live here first for the first time.
I love it. Now, is this something that you wanted to spread throughout the nation?
Throughout the country. We're going to take the model that we have for 32nd Street, and we're going to literally open up satellite offices, virtual offices, and not only do HBCU tours, but I told you I'm in Africa. And so I want to help people go home and see home the right way.
I want to go. I never been. I'm going to be able to go. Matter of fact, I got a son and I got a niece who need to be on that tour, the 11th and the 17th. So let me put all this together, write my notes down right here, man. I'm taking advantage of it. Anybody else out there who can take advantage of these resources, you make sure that you write it down and you follow up as well. Most definitely. So I think it's fantastic, man. And I understand that you are you are a community leader. You serve in several important roles and positions. Can you tell us about your role as a community leader and the impact that you've had in this community, or even at the capacity that you have been able to, at the level that you've been able to do it?
I pray, I'm going to go back to sports again. My favorite all-time basketball player is Magic Johnson. I pray as a community leader, people see me like that. It's not important for me to score when it comes to the community. I want to lead the league in assists. And so my role in the community, I'm a promoter. That's what I do, man. If it's good, if it's connected to God, I'm promoting. My face don't have to be on the flyer. I promote behind the scenes. I'm trying to rally. I'm not trying. I rally my fellow pastors. We talk all the time. So when I hear people saying pastors aren't connected, I'm going, you just not in the meeting. You wasn't in the huddle. And so as a community leader, my goal is to bring enthusiasm to the room, that winning mindset, you know, I may have to get in your face sometimes because I don't want us to lose. I don't want us to settle, because I look at some of the circles that we have in Las Vegas. Man, we got some all-star teams, man. You know the players we got here in Las Vegas. We have no business. Watch this. If we don't give the world the greatest Super Bowl ever next year, man, we were playing.
Yeah, you know it. You know, definitely.
No city has ever had what we have in our backyard for a Super Bowl.
Back to back too. You know, we getting stuff back to back. It's nonstop, man. We gotta get, and you know, and it's the philosophy of Las Vegas. You know, bring your money from Chicago, bring your money from Miami, from California, bring it to Vegas.
That's right.
Just spend it here, right? They just spend it. And if you ever did any work on the Strip, you know, you'll be amazed on how these people mindset is. Like their mindset is not to come to Vegas and win. They come to Vegas to play. It's just a play. That's right. And if they get lucky, then they got lucky. Like, thank you, God, I got lucky. But honestly, they just come to play. So they got their budget. And then some people, they just don't have that discipline. You know, they don't have those things. So Vegas, it can suck you up, brother.
Man, listen, I'm so excited what's about to happen. Sunday is the Super Bowl, February 13th. Man, if you're not working on getting yourself ready for the next Super Bowl, shame on you. I am, brother. And let me share this with you. Here's a story for you. I'm going to the Super Bowl. I don't know how I'm gonna get in, but I believe I'm gonna be in the building. Watch this. Years ago, I told my fellas, I said, man, let's go to the fight. They said, Kelcey, we don't have tickets. I said, man, let's just go to the fight. Holyfield and Bo were fighting at Caesar's Palace. We go to the fight. I said, man, y'all be ready. Stand with me. Just stand next to the gate. Eddie Murphy, Johnny Gill, Nicole Murphy, and Uncle Ray walked past us. Less than 5 minutes later, they coming out of Caesars upset. I turned to Uncle Ray and I say, let me have your tickets. He gave me the 4 tickets. They had $750 seats. We go in, we sit behind Charles Barkley. Eddie Murphy was not ringside per se. I'm in the fight when the fan man come into the ring. And I got in the fight because I asked somebody, can I have your tickets? I got in the fight because I was where I needed to be. Listen, man, keep doing what you are doing because you are positioning yourself to be exactly where you need to be. And because I respect what you're doing, if somebody has an extra ticket, brother, you ain't got to look for me. I'm going to be right there next to you.
Thank you, sir. I love that, man. I got some similar stories too. I promise you, I got some testimonies. I remember, I was struggling one time. I just wanted to go to this concert. I got tickets for my wife. You know, we got tickets for my wife and me. We get in there, and the guy get us the amazing tickets. And I'm like, all right, well, you know, it'd be nice if we'd be able to sip on something. Well, it came with a whole bottle of champagne. I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is even better. I go to the bathroom, walking by the bar. This Caucasian guy standing there. He with his girlfriend, and he showing off. And he like, I'm buying everybody drinks. I'm like, yes. I'm like, look at this, man. That's all love. Like,
it's all love. I can't tell you. That's what I most love about Las Vegas. I believe in reaping and sowing. Man, that's why I try to love on people as much as possible. Because when that love comes back, it blows your mind. It blows your mind.
Yeah. That's why you gotta have connections, man. I'll tell you, if you connected here, you have access to anything. That's I've been courtside at the Aces. I'm not a rich man, you know what I mean? I've been courtside enough to where they went to save the ball. The lady fell in my wife's lap. It's crazy. She was pregnant at the time. Like, it's just the things that I've been exposed to, and honestly, it's just been because of the relationships that I've built, and because Las Vegas is growing, because they bring in more entertainment here. It's more opportunities, and like you said, people need to really put themselves in position. If you're a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, you got to be in tune with the Urban Chamber of Commerce or any chamber of commerce, because they're gonna put you in position, right? You don't have to know everything. You just got to put yourself in the position to get the information, the wisdom, and the help that you need, and you're on your way. And you entrepreneurs, right?
Yes, and watch this. You just said something that I gotta jump on, because we share so many similar mentors, and so from Shondell Newsom to Ken Evans, man, I know where I'm from. I'm a board member for the Urban Chamber of Commerce. Did you hear what I said, man? I don't take that lightly. I want to encourage everybody that's watching this or who may get the replay, join the Urban Chamber. Why? Because it's going to teach you how to become a better entrepreneur, a better business person. But watch this. It's also going to help you become a better community member, because through the chamber, that's where you learn how to be connected. I studied Ken Evans, man. Ken Evans, man, our personalities are so different. If it's New Edition, I'm Ralph, he's Ronnie. But when you watch Ken Evans in meetings, man, he works the room without working the room. Genius. And he taught me that.
Very, very powerful man. I love Ken. Ken has been very instrumental in my career. The chamber has been instrumental in my career. I came to the chamber as a nonprofit for the Dream Save Project. And that was how I wanted. I was like, you know what? Let me get in here just as a nonprofit right now. And I remember the first thing he told me is, you got to find something within your nonprofit. You got to be sustainable. It's a business. Right. You got to run it like a business. You can't just be out here blessing people. You know what I mean? And then if you are going to bless people, you need to make sure that if you're going to do it at a capacity where it's going to really make a difference, you're going to have to do the team. You're going to have to look at this thing totally different. And it changed my whole mindset, because I thought entrepreneurship was just jumping into things and getting it done and, going through it and fixing the problems as I'm going along. But no, you don't have to do it that way. There's a whole community of people who are willing to support you. And that was what I got. I mean, even if you think about the connections that I've made, just like you said, I've made them all through the chamber.
Yes, sir.
And we the Small Business of the Year, 2022. Small,
Say it again.
Small Business of the Year 2022, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, we're growing. Even the exposure that I've got. I'm on the radio for the chamber. I'm starting a podcast for the chamber. But all of these opportunities have came about because I've not only joined the chamber, but I'm also very involved. Right? I hear the problems. I hear where we're strong. I hear what's coming. I know the goals, the plans, and I position myself to be a resource. And I feel like that's what you have to do as a business owner. That's what you have to do as an entrepreneur. I think that's just what you got to do as a person.
That's right. And that's where I'm at. That's why I'm so grateful for the chamber, because I'm in transition right now. 32nd Street right now, that's nonprofit. In order for me to do what I want to do in our community, because we use the word philanthropist, man, I need to move to foundation, because I want to write big checks, my friend. I want to write some serious checks, which means I got to move 32nd Street. We're creating a whole nother arm, a for-profit arm for 32nd Street, so we can generate revenue, so we can write those checks, brother. That's what's next. That's what's keeping me up and at night and waking me up. It's a passion to really become a business where we can not only help students go to college, but watch this, man, I can't wait to start really, really hiring people. Yeah, I want to be in that conversation where people are saying, man, Kelcey West, oh, they're hiring again.
Yeah.
Yes, I want my name mentioned in that conversation.
I just got a new client, and I was listening to her story over coffee, and she was telling me last year I only had 6 employees. And I was like, really? And she was like, yeah, well, that's how many came. So I think she had about 12 total. Yeah. And then we'll be doing some training with their organization. I said, how many you have now? She said 23. I was like, whoa, girl, you done doubled up in a year? Like, yeah.
Those are the types of people. Those are the types of people. When I'm in a coffee shop, I'm eavesdropping. Those are the types of people I'm trying to shake hands with, because I'll ask somebody, man, my favorite movie is Pursuit of Happiness. So I'll stop a man in his car. Listen, I will ask somebody in a minute, what do you do? Amen. Tell me, what do you do? And so that's how I move, man. I'll strike up a conversation.
Yeah, man. That's why it's very important for us to all know one another and know what we do, because the answer is sometimes it's right next to you.
It's right
next to you. It's just a conversation away. You don't got to go through all the work. You don't got to go join a fraternity. You don't got to join the sororities. Honestly, you just got to create the relationship. You know, say hi.
Watch this, man. Listen, Google for me. I'm gonna say it. Our mentor, Shondell Newsom, man, that's Google. Serious. Serious. There are some people that have no idea how long he's been grinding, where he's been grinding, and how much knowledge is within him. Man, I'm honored. Again, I get to play ball with Shondell. For me, man, that's he skipped to my loop.
Yeah.
That's him, man. He skipped to my loop, because not only is he a playground legend, but he went to the league. So that's why I give him that reference.
You know, you have a mentor like that, and then you hear about, you know, he always telling me about the rooms that he's going in and what he's seeing. And I'm not going to expose everything, but
no.
The thing I love about him is you hear when you see your mentor growing, it's the most inspirational thing. Like when you see, like I remember when I first did training with something new, I had asked everybody on the team not only what their business goals were, but what their personal goals were. And I'm gonna tell you, what I'm seeing him do right now is on a whole nother level, and it's way more than he was doing when I first met him. And it's constantly evolving. It's that constant growth. It's that constant development. And then it's not just like he just taking the information and he holding it within. My man getting the information, we having conversations about exactly what it felt like. What did it feel like in that room? You know what he said? You know, he said in Washington, he was like, boy, if you hear what they was doing right now, you would laugh. And I was like, that's crazy to hear you say that, because I remember it was a time where y'all couldn't laugh. Y'all didn't even understand what they was doing. They didn't even understand the plays. You know, they playing chess. Y'all looking at the checkerboard like, oh, how y'all moving with the L's and all of that. But now y'all so smart and y'all so wise that y'all can laugh at the BS, right? You can laugh at the jokes. You can laugh at the games that they play. And I think that's what's so empowering about having people at the table, especially to have somebody at the table that's your mentor. So I just want to say that, man, out of respect for him. Every day, I'm telling you, every day I'm getting knowledge and I'm soaking in game.
Every day. And then one of the plays, moves that I need to emulate from him. Shondell is notorious for recommending a book for me to read.
Hey, okay.
And I hope in this decade of my life, I want to add that to my resume. I want people to be able to say, hey man, Pastor gave me this book. He recommended this book. And so that's something I want to add. And so, go ahead.
So, you know, I wrote my book, The Pain of a Man. And I've always said, like, when people go through things, I want people to give people that book. And I expose so much in the book. Like, I'm not proud about it. It's definitely not a church book, but I take you through what a man goes through in his mind when he's going through trauma, when he's trying to heal, how he tries to heal immediately. So, man, I'm going to go. You know, where we at? Well, we've been on this thing for an hour and 4 minutes. I don't know how I got to hear that.
Hold on. You said The Pain of a Man?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, Pain of a Man,
and it's on Amazon.
That's what I'm looking at. Watch this. This is how I get down. Watch this. Receipts matter. I'm ordering right now. Did you hear what I said?
I appreciate
that's how I move. I'm ordering right now. And so, listen, I want to encourage my people who watching this. I have a hashtag Receipts Matter. Don't just tell me you support me. Put your money where your mouth is. Hey. Receipts matter. Some of our small businesses will never become Fortune 500 businesses until we start putting some cash in the cash register. Receipts matter.
Thank you.
So when I get it, I'll bring it to you so you can autograph it for me.
Thank you for patronizing me, brother. I appreciate you. I love it.
Sir.
I love it. So we're going to jump into your entrepreneurship. And I only got a few more questions. We ain't going to keep you too much more longer. I do want to tell you that I appreciate you. Also, I want to say I appreciate everybody who's been on, whether you jumped in and out, whether you're going to come back to it later. I know you just can't sit there and stay on one thing the whole time. Your phone is probably, you get messages, you get notifications, you got baby mamas, you got daddy, you got, everybody. So we do appreciate you stopping by and giving us your time and your energy. So we're going to talk about, I understand that you have also worked as a marketing manager for several companies. I didn't know that at first. That was something I was able to learn. It was good to learn about you, including Ultrazone, Coca-Cola, United Blood Services. Can you tell us about your experience in this field and how it's impacted your career, the marketing part?
The marketing part, I learned the power of sponsorship, which is relationship. When I worked for Coca-Cola told me, they said, we don't write checks, we build strong relationships. Coca-Cola taught me so much about marketing and the power of that bottle. And so I still have those philosophies and that training, and that's what I try to bring to the table with our people. We, the Black man, the Black woman, this temple is greater than the Coca-Cola bottle, but we don't treat ourselves as such. There's certain rules I learned. Coca-Cola is real strict with what it aligns itself with that bottle. We had some major partners who couldn't put their logo on the bottle. And that's the message that I hope we as a people will one day embrace. Not everybody should just be able to just partner with us. We make companies a lot of money. But as a marketer, those companies, Ultrazone was a family fun center, amusement center. I cut my teeth there. Coca-Cola was my first major job. Watch this. I hadn't even got my first paycheck. They gave me an offer letter. I got the offer letter, told my wife, pack up, we moving. I was just so excited to have, but watch this. Let me drop this in the lap of somebody. Somebody may need to hear this. I'm working for Coca-Cola. I have a corner office on the second floor. I'm the only brother on the second floor. Coca-Cola taught me to understand that there are politics and there are rules, and you better be confident in who you are. And you got to know how to answer trick questions, and you got to understand 5 o'clock on Friday for other people is not the same as for you. So I had to learn real quick. Somebody else's 5 o'clock is really my 3 o'clock. Because for some reason at 3 o'clock, people wouldn't have something, some wouldn't be ready. So I had to give myself a 2-hour cushion so I could still make deadlines. Corporate America taught me a lot about the politics and whatnot. And then United Blood Service, that was community. So a lot of stuff I do with the church, I was doing that with United Blood Services. And
and that's definitely what I was about to ask you, how you utilize that marketing experience with your church.
Partnerships, man. With those entities, I'm a marketing director, so you're serving as a media buyer, you're serving as a public relations director. There's so many pieces to it. All that helps me as a pastor. I could right now buy media for the church if need be. I understand how to send a press release so it can go into print right now. That all of that training has benefited me for today.
I love you. I'm part of your newsletter, so I get that message about sponsorship.
Yes, sir.
Who's in charge of your marketing now?
No, that's me. Watch this. I still do that just because I love to do it. That's a hobby for me.
I got you.
I love to play, and so watch this. My goal right now, Brother Brandon, you're gonna start to see me open the door for people to come in and do more. Okay. Because now I'm at it took me a minute to really learn to gain that to become comfortable where I can delegate like that.
That's right.
And now I really want to lead the league and assist. I really do, brother.
I got you. That's that leadership, man. That's definitely that leadership. And, that come with training, that come with development. We work with ministries too. You get us in there. We work, we mentality.
We're going to do something, brother. We're going to do something. I need a leadership retreat this year.
I got you. So, can you talk to me about your future goals and what you hope to achieve in the next coming years?
Future goals. I'm making my 4th trip to Africa. Prayerfully, we'll be back in August. I want to build something in Africa. I want to do something in Africa on a major level. My goal here in Las Vegas, I need to prayerfully own something, build something that's going to outlive me, and it needs to house the vision that God has placed within me. And so those are the immediate goals, is to really move into Monopoly. That's my favorite board game. And so somebody may laugh and go, man, I thought he would have bought Boardwalk and Park Place. Why is he buying Baltic and Mediterranean? It's called Monopoly. Mm-hmm. And so I'm looking at Las Vegas, and I hope to be in a position where, we can build something. And so that way we can really house programs and incubators and just help people dream. I want an all-white board room where people can just come in and dream. I'm going to show you something. Look at this, man. I play on the whiteboard. I keep Sharpies, man. And, those are the goals. And just to keep growing, that's it. Just to keep growing and to work with whoever God would have me to work with.
That's right, man. I love it. So how about this? What is your vision for Las Vegas? And not just Las Vegas, because it's Black history. Right. What is the, and we can go community or we can go whole Las Vegas. However you want to do it based on your plan.
What I hope Las Vegas does, I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to go back to my favorite time in Las Vegas, which was the early 90s. I watched Las Vegas make a lot of money off the Running Rebels. I watched Las Vegas make a lot of money off Mike Tyson. I hope in this next decade, Las Vegas really respects and take care of the people that have taken care of Las Vegas. That's what I'm most hoping for Las Vegas. We've rebounded. We're once again the entertainment capital. We headlining in the casinos, but I'm hoping on this go round, Las Vegas really pays homage, because if the truth be told, man, we don't have anywhere in Las Vegas where we can really stop and say that's really dedicated to Sammy Davis. He meant too much to Las Vegas for there not to be something of major significance. Even if Las Vegas didn't agree with every move Mike Tyson made, man, there ought to be something to celebrate all the money he generated. Because I tell people, I don't care what happens in Las Vegas. I hope the Super Bowl, hear me when I say this, I hope it exceeds a Tyson fight. Because I've yet to do anything in life that came close to a Tyson fight. So that's my personal prayer for Las Vegas. For all of the mentors, the unsung people, I want Las Vegas to really, really give people their flowers. The people of color who have worked tirelessly to help this city be what it is today.
Yeah, I love it. I really commend what Cedric Career's doing and the team down over there at the park. What is that, Legacy Park?
Huge.
What's the name of that park?
That's Legacy Park, right?
Legacy out, man. There's so many different things. I'm gonna call it Black Legacy Park. Everybody
I hope I didn't butcher the name, but watch this. To have that, man, that's such an honor, man. They sent me a commemorative book, a tabletop book from the first induction, and I'm in the book. Okay. Not as an inductee, but my picture's in the book. Man, my grandchildren gonna open that book one day.
That's amazing.
Are you feeling me?
Yes, sir.
And so yeah, this is an exciting time. I'm glad we're here together experiencing this. And man, again, let's break some records.
Yeah, let's break some records. I love it, man. I love it. So let's show some love. This is one of my favorite parts of the show. Who are some community members who deserve acknowledgement? And take all the time.
Yeah. Richard Jack and Antonis Pullum with Gentlemen by Choice. Larry Smith is a quiet supporter that people don't know about. I'm always, a GOAT for me. He can never get enough awards, and that's Dr. Lawrence Weekly. Can never get enough awards. Some other community leaders, current.
Shout out to the brother circle. Shout out to the brother circle. I know y'all over there. I know where y'all at. All right, go ahead.
You see how I'm moving. I got some peers who are pastoring. I keep a close eye on Carrie Connor. I think a GOAT in her own right. She doesn't get enough credit because she's a female. But if Pastor Parson was a man, nobody would question her GOATness. I don't think she gets enough credit. Pastor Rose Gaston is another community partner that I love to work with. Other community leaders, I love to read anything published by Dina Neal. I think Senator Pat Spearman is one of the most brilliant political minds I've ever come across. We got some new guns on the scene. Shouts out to our new NAACP president, Brother Quentin. I think he's going to do a fabulous job. Man, so many, man. Just all the black people, man. Just celebrate everybody.
Talent.
I got one for you. You ready? Write this name down. In 10 years from now, a major mover and shaker. Remember this name, Kyle Alexander West.
Hey.
Shout out to my man. I'm going to give you prophecy. You ready?
I'm ready.
Any record that somebody may say I hold, he's going to shatter them.
That's right.
And you heard it here first. He's going to shatter them. It won't even be close.
I love it, man. I love it. That's what we do. We create them so they can be better than us. Much better than us. So, to any person out there who is aspiring to be a leader, who's doing the work, but they haven't been recognized or got the recognition they feel like they need, what would you like to tell them?
Keep grinding, keep focused. I once had a period where I thought Las Vegas was not supporting me, loving on me. And then I had the Spirit of God speak to me one day, and God said, now I can let them bless you, or I can keep blessing you. Where do you want the blessing to come from? And so I just want to encourage people to remember the big picture. Stay focused on your purpose. God says, and these things will be added. There's some things that are going to come. It may not happen this year, next year, but in due time, all of that stuff will happen. Don't lose sight of your purpose.
That's right.
That's my encouragement. Don't lose sight. Stay focused.
I love it. Now, I'm going to give you some time. I asked you that question, but I want you to deliver whatever inspiration you want to give to the people, how you want to leave them feeling. Matter of fact, before we even get to that, where can they connect with you?
You know what? I'm a social media pastor, Kelcey West MDiv. That's my handle on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Kelcey West MDiv. Please, if you have any desire to partner with me to become a sponsor for the tour, 702-860-6638. You can Google us, 32nd Street Theater, HBCU Tours. I'm grateful to see that we pop up one or two. So thank you. Thank you for past, present, and future support. Listen, I just want to say this. I am so honored to be on this particular podcast for today. I do not take it lightly because I'm watching my brother move and make moves. So for him to make choice of me to be here on today, that has touched my heart. Thank you. I want to share this. I want to share this to the dreamer because it may be a kid who was like me. I want to say to the kid sitting on the porch sketching. I want to talk to the kid in the field playing football by himself, and you're both Pittsburgh and Dallas. I want to talk to the kid that's in the backyard and you are practicing that last second shot. And all day, every day, you doing 3-2-1 and you making it from half court. I want to encourage that type of a young kid who might be bullied. Kids may be picking on you, talking about you. You may have things going on where you don't feel beautiful. I want you to hear this from me. God is just starting to reveal to you why you are here. I want to encourage you. Find you a mirror, and every day, I want you to start off your day by saying, I'm beautiful and I'm valuable. Those are the 2 words I give you. I'm beautiful and I'm valuable. Do not let this world dictate your value or how you define your beauty. And I leave you with that today. I'm beautiful and I'm valuable.
I'm beautiful. I'm valuable. And I'm gonna add one more. And I love you, right? I love you. The person I'm looking at, I love you, right? And you got to be in love with that person.
That's right.
Right? You got to figure out what it is that you love about yourself. So I think that was an amazing message. So this is how we end every episode. I'm gonna bring up my next guest. It's a picture, and if you know who it is, go ahead. Say something about him. You can introduce him. You do it your own way. If you don't know who it is, then I'll do it for you. You think you know who it is?
Let me see the picture. I'm gonna tell you.
All right, here we go. Our next episode tomorrow morning.
Listen, man. Listen.
Is it tomorrow morning?
Is it February 11th? Yeah, that's tomorrow morning. No, you got him at
2 p.m. on there. It's AM. It's AM. It ain't
PM. Watch this. Tomorrow morning, 9:35. Listen, he comes from Chicago. He's a twin. He's a giant, not just by his stature, but he has the heart of a giant. I have been blessed to work up close, side by side. I've been blessed to follow Minister Stretch Sanders. Listen, I am so grateful that he's going to be on the podcast tomorrow. Love on him. Las Vegas, love on him. He put himself out there before it was popular to be out there. And so I applaud him. He knows he has a yes for me. Whatever I can do, we're working on some things. He's going to have a couple of events at our church, end of this month, the start of March, things to help our men to understand how to stand. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, I want to say he's like a son to me, but he's a brother in the trenches. Minister Stretch Sanders.
Hey, all power to the people.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
That's right.
Man, I love me some Stretch, man. Stretch is I just always commended, the bravery, right? It's like people don't realize how confident, how brave, and how strong you got to be to put yourself on that platform, to put yourself in that light, and not just do that, but it's a lot of disruption. A lot of what he was doing was disruptive, but I'm seeing the growth now as well, because now you're starting to see the purpose change. You see him, now he got a child, he's married, they about to have their second child. So you're starting to see this young man grow up right before our eyes. And right. I love it. And for us to be able to support him, for us to be able to wrap our arms around him and embrace him, I think it's something that we all need to, get on code, and we need to know how important this brother is, because if something was to happen in this city and we needed somebody to lead the march, he's the man that I'm willing to put in the front, no matter what. You don't have to question. You don't got to put in a resume. You don't even got to tell me who else is here who can do it. No. And if they do it, they need to do it next to him. Like, I'm calling upon that man to be my voice, especially at times like that, man, times of need. And that is so powerful. I just got chills, man, saying that, brother. Like, it's very, very important.
That's what we need to do, especially as Black men. We need to stop playing with who plays what position and celebrate that.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't mean you're not a good ball player, but brother, you're not a point guard. Go get our point guard, and we need to be okay with that. Stretch is who he is, and God has created Stretch for such a time as this. I celebrate him. A lot of people don't know how dangerous that work is. Right. Brother Brandon, I was the grand marshal for the MLK parade. I'm gonna share this with you. People don't know this, man. I'm riding on top of a cart down, in the parade. I've never been that nervous in my life. Because watch this. I watch documentaries all day, every day. Yeah. I'm riding downtown. I'm looking up at all these buildings more than I'm watching the people. And I'm sitting there going, man, if somebody wanted to take me out right now, I'm wide open.
Yeah.
I'm more wide open in this parade than Dr. King was on the balcony. I'm more wide open in this parade than Malcolm X was in that auditorium.
Yeah.
And so when Stretch is standing before crowds of people, man, support this brother.
Definitely supporting, man. I always think it's God-given. It's God-given purpose. I got a buddy who shout out to my boy Teddy Manning, but he picks up dead bodies, bro. That's what he do. Yeah. And that's the industry that he in. And I tell him all the time, man, there's no way that I can do your job. Like, this is your purpose. Like, for some reason, God has created your bravery and your comfort level around this uncomfortable situation to where you feel like you can do it multiple times in a day. That's your purpose. Not everybody can do that. And, he started off as just picking them up, but now he's starting his own business. And now, now he's going to have find other people that's like him to do it. So it's just amazing, man, how we find our purpose on this road. And I know you said you want to go back into that, finding your passion, your purpose. That was some words. You got any events or anything coming up? And then how can the community support and help you, sir?
The main thing right now is I'm soliciting prayers and just support. We're doing quite a bit of speaking in February, but March 11th through the 17th, we're taking off for the 26th annual HBCU tour. How can you support me? Again, please reach out to me. If you want to help sponsor a kid, this year we have 20 kids that's going on scholarship. And so however you want to help me financially, in-kind donation, I appreciate that. Because just as soon as I come back from this tour, where we are announcing the next tour, we start registering June 1st for our 2024 tour. And so thank you, Las Vegas. And you know what? This is not just a Las Vegas podcast. To those who are outside of Las Vegas, thank you for rocking with us inside of Las Vegas, wherever you may be from. Brother Brandon, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Let's make this the start of many times we rock together, and looking forward to it, brother.
Yes, sir. So, brother, thank you. I know Las Vegas thanks you. I'm gonna tell you I love you as a brother.
Love you back, brother.
Let's change the world, bro. We are Black. We are creating.
Love you, brother.
And with that being said, y'all, we out of here. Be there tomorrow. If I'm right, it's 9:35 a.m. Man, listen to this man. He gonna bring some amazing information, and this is somebody that we need to support. So whether you can't make it, just if you share it on your timeline, if you share it on your page, and people scroll it and they see it when they scroll up and down, that's enough support for me right now. Let's get this man's message across. Let's get Pastor West and get his message across, and let's continue to change the game, man. I love everybody in Vegas. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Love you, brother.